When did water bears gain their superpowers? Why are these tiny creatures so resilient? Hey everyone! If you've ever wondered what it would take to survive the most extreme conditions the universe could throw at you, then you're in for a treat. Today we're talking about one of nature's most incredible and mysterious creatures, the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. These tiny, near-indestructible beings have fascinated scientists for decades, and recent discoveries from Harvard University have only added to the intrigue. But before we dive into the latest findings, let's start with some mind-blowing questions. What kind of creature could survive in the vacuum of space? And what does it take to endure the boiling temperatures of a hot spring or the freezing cold of Antarctica? The superpowers of water bears. Imagine a creature so resilient that it could withstand conditions that would instantly kill most other forms of life. Tardigrades, or water bears, are microscopic animals that have this exact superpower. These tiny creatures, usually less than 1 millimeter in length, have been around for about 600 million years. That means they've survived 5 mass extinction events that wiped out most life on Earth. How do they do it? The secret lies in a process called cryptobiosis. Cryptobiosis is like the ultimate survival mechanism. When faced with extreme conditions, whether it's extreme heat, cold, high pressure, or radiation, tardigrades can essentially hit the pause button on life. They slow their metabolism to almost zero, expel nearly all the water from their bodies, and enter a state called tun. In this state, they curl up into a dehydrated ball, and their bodies become so stable that they can survive the harshest environments imaginable. Once conditions improve, they rehydrate and come back to life as if nothing happened. This ability to enter a tun state is what allows tardigrades to survive in places like the deepest parts of the ocean, where pressures are intense, or the highest mountains, where temperatures are freezing. They've even been sent into space and exposed to the vacuum and radiation there, something that would kill almost any other form of life. And they survived. In fact, they're one of the few known organisms that can withstand the vacuum of space. But how do they protect their delicate DNA during these extreme conditions? The answer lies in a unique protein called Dsup, short for damage suppressor. Dsup binds to the DNA in their cells and acts like a shield, protecting it from damage caused by radiation and other environmental stressors. This discovery has huge implications, not just for understanding tardigrades, but also for the field of biotechnology, where scientists are looking at ways to harness Dsup to protect human cells from radiation damage. The discovery of a new species. Now, let's get to the really exciting part. A team of researchers from Harvard University, led by paleontologist Mark Mapallo, recently made a groundbreaking discovery that could change the way we understand tardigrade evolution. They re-examined some ancient fossilized tardigrades that had been preserved in amber since the 1960s. These fossils, which are millions of years old, were found in Canada and had been largely overlooked until now. Using advanced microscopy techniques, the team identified a brand new species of tardigrade that had never been seen before. They named this new species Aerobius dactylus. The discovery of Aerobius dactylus is a big deal for a few reasons. First, tardigrade fossils are incredibly rare. Only 4 have ever been found. This is partly because tardigrades are so small and delicate that they don't fossilize well. The ones that do fossilize are usually preserved in amber, which acts like a time capsule, protecting these tiny creatures for millions of years. The new species is now extinct, but the researchers found that it belongs to a family of tardigrades called Hypsibioidea, which still exists today. By studying these fossils, scientists have been able to piece together a more detailed picture of tardigrade evolution. They now believe that the ability to enter cryptobiosis evolved somewhere between 359 million and 299 million years ago. This means that tardigrades likely developed their superpowers before the Permian-Triassic extinction event, the largest mass extinction in Earth's history, about 252 million years ago. During this event, about 96% of all marine species and 70% of all terrestrial species were wiped out. But somehow, tardigrades managed to survive. The ability to enter cryptobiosis may have been their saving grace. Cryptobiosis, the evolutionary key to survival. But there's still so much we don't know about cryptobiosis. For example, how exactly did this ability evolve in tardigrades, and why did they develop it in the first place? Mark Mapallo and his team are eager to answer these questions. They believe that understanding when and why cryptobiosis evolved can help us piece together the puzzle of how life survives in extreme conditions. But to get a clear picture, more research is needed. One of the most intriguing aspects of cryptobiosis is that it's not unique to tardigrades. Other organisms, like certain nematodes and rotifers, also have this ability. However, tardigrades are the most famous for it, likely because they're so good at it. Scientists are still trying to figure out how cryptobiosis evolved across different species and what genetic and molecular mechanisms are involved. Cryptobiosis might have originally evolved as a way to survive dehydration. Tardigrades often live in environments where water is scarce, like mosses, lichens, and leaf litter. When these environments dry out, tardigrades enter cryptobiosis to avoid desiccation. Over time, this ability may have been co-opted to survive other extreme conditions, like freezing temperatures or high radiation levels. Interestingly, cryptobiosis isn't just a last-ditch survival strategy. Tardigrades can enter this state even when conditions aren't immediately life-threatening, possibly as a way to conserve energy or avoid predators. This adaptability might be one of the reasons why tardigrades have been so successful as a species, surviving for hundreds of millions of years. The future of tardigrade research. The discovery of Aerobius dactylus has opened up new avenues for research, and scientists are hopeful that with the discovery of more fossils, we'll get closer to answering the big questions about tardigrade evolution. Mark Mapallo has even encouraged people working with amber to keep an eye out for tardigrades. There could be more fossilized tardigrades hiding in museum collections, just waiting to be discovered. Imagine what we could learn from those. One of the most exciting prospects of tardigrade research is the potential applications for human technology. For example, understanding how tardigrades protect their DNA with DSUP could lead to new ways of protecting human cells from radiation, which would be incredibly useful in space exploration and cancer treatment. Researchers are also looking into how cryptobiosis might be harnessed for preserving biological materials, like organs for transplantation, for long periods without damage. And let's not forget about the possibility of finding tardigrades on other planets. Because they can survive in such extreme conditions, some scientists believe that if life exists elsewhere in the universe, it might look a lot like a tardigrade. Studies are already underway to understand how tardigrades survive in space, and who knows, maybe one day we'll find a distant cousin of the tardigrade living on Mars or one of Jupiter's moons. The fascinating world of water bears. Tardigrades are a perfect example of how life on Earth can be both incredibly resilient and endlessly fascinating. They've been around for hundreds of millions of years, surviving everything the universe has thrown at them, and they're still here, thriving in some of the most extreme environments on the planet. As scientists continue to study these creatures, we're not only learning about their incredible survival skills, but also gaining deeper insights into the mechanisms of evolution and the resilience of life itself. These tiny creatures are teaching us big lessons, and it's truly inspiring to see what science can uncover. I'm so excited to share these discoveries with you because they remind us just how amazing the natural world really is. If you're as fascinated by water bears as I am and want to learn more about them and other wonders of science, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. There's so much more to explore, and I can't wait to take you on this journey with me. Stay tuned for more incredible stories from the world of science. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.